The beauty of the moon in the night sky is unique. How did the moon come to the Earth? Welcome to Zizzle TV. Today we will know the story of the moon formation. After doing a lot of research on the moon, when we look at the research done on the rocks taken from the moon, it is said that the moon could have been the same age as the Earth. That is, the moon could have been formed 400 million years ago. So the moon could have been formed. But how did it form? I have asked a lot of questions to the researchers. Now we are going to talk about three different theories. First is the capture theory. If you take other big planets such as Jupiter and Saturn, they have captured their moons. Even though we have a theory that Mars has captured small moons like Phobos and Deimos, there is very little chance that this theory will apply to the moon because the size of the moon and its angular momentum are very high. Since the angular momentum of the Earth and the moon is higher than that of Jupiter, it is said that there is no chance that such a capture has taken place. So when a moon passes through us at that speed, there is very little chance that the Earth will hold the moon like a magnet. It is said that there is only one chance in a million. And suppose the moon is 400 million years old. At the time it crossed the Earth would not have been like it is now. It would have been a proto-Earth. There is a possibility that there would have been a weaker gravity force. So when such a big moon suddenly gets captured by the Earth, or when there is such a high angular momentum, it is said that it is very difficult to capture. So there are chances of capturing, but there is only one chance in a million. Beyond that, another theory that is talked about a lot is the accretion disk theory. 400 million years ago, just like all kinds of objects created the Earth together, at the same time a small accretion disk started near the Earth, and there is a higher chance that such a moon was created in it. If we take Jupiter, many of its moons were created near Jupiter when it was formed. Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and others also had some moons created near them. Usually the chances of this are a little high. According to the accretion disk theory, the moon could have been created near the Earth along with the Earth, but the rotation speed does not match at all. Likewise, angular momentum is a little low in the revolution. At the same time, the Earth and the Moon share almost equal elements. Similarly, the same type of rotation should have been there, but still angular momentum is low here. In any way, the accretion disk theory does not support such high angular momentum. If you ask if there are possibilities, the chances are very low. Since the Earth itself is rotating, all the dense objects around it must have fallen into the Earth. When you look at it like that, there is no chance that the moon could be so big. If it was small, it could have been accepted. But still, the accretion disk theory is not very supportive. The third theory is the great impact theory. This is a theory that is widely accepted by everyone. This theory explains not only angular momentum, but also the composition of the moon and the elements in it. Again, 400 million years ago, when the Earth was being formed as a protoplanet, a planet called Theia directly hit the protoplanet. We do not know where this Theia came from. Maybe in the early days, this Theia could have been a large meteorite. If not, like the Earth, near the Earth, before the solar system was fully formed, this planet could have been a pre-modern planet. so it came out of its path and hit the Earth. It is called Theia because in Greek mythology, Theia is the mother of the goddess of the moon. This Theia hit the Earth, which was a protoplanet. It is said that the impact completely destroyed Theia. Not only that, the iron core inside Theia could have directly merged with the Earth because the moon has an iron core, but it is not active. In the early days, when the impact happened, the active iron core could have merged with the Earth. Theia then broke into pieces and spread around the Earth, forming a ring-like structure. NASA has conducted simulations for this event. Many particles were formed, creating two types of fragments. The larger part was pulled into the Earth, increasing its size, while the smaller part merged together and stayed in orbit, eventually forming the Moon. Thus, a planet slightly larger than the Moon merged with the Earth, and the remaining debris became the Moon. This simulation clearly explains the angular momentum. The angular momentum created by Theia is still maintained. That is why the angular momentum between the Earth and the Moon is relatively high. Not only that, like the Earth, the Moon also has lighter elements on the surface and heavier elements toward the center. The Earth contains more heavy elements, which merged into its core due to immense heat. This heat likely came from the impact itself. The Moon synchronized its heavier elements inside and placed lighter elements on top. In the early days, the Moon may have had more layers. It may not have looked white as it does now, but possibly orange. Evidence shows that there were many volcanic activities on the Moon in the past. When this event first happened, Theia came very close to the Earth, and the debris ring formed around it. The Moon was initially much closer to the Earth. Over millions of years, the Moon has been slowly moving away from the Earth at a rate of about 35 millimeters per year. Because of this, the rotation of the Earth has slowed down. Earlier, the Earth was rotating very fast, but now its rotation is gradually decreasing. Since the Earth and the Moon are in synchronized rotation, the Great Impact Theory is widely accepted.